dogs attacking marchers, water cannon drowning demonstrators, police with batons rolling over activists.
We have come to register to vote, and you must realize that this is a national issue. It's not a Selma issue.
The civil rights movement in the United States of America is troublesome to remember, difficult to forget. One man's words captivated the nation's attention and put civil rights on the front page of papers everywhere.
And the fact that the black press was covering a civil rights movement long before the white press even knew it existed.
Here's part of a Booker article published in Jet magazine in 1955.
The kidnapping episode came to a stark and shocking end when the youth's nude body, weighted with a 200-pound iron gin mill fan, was discovered by a fisherman in the shallow waters of the Tallahatchie River.
I just couldn't believe black could be treated that way, or were treated like this for centuries. And I think it really did something to me. It changed my way of thinking and showed me what we had to do to move black, and not for us to move, but for them to move themselves.
As a young man, Booker submitted articles to The Vindicator and covered sports for the Buckeye Review. He wrote for several black newspapers, such as Cleveland's Call and Post, before he joined the Washington Post in 1952. There, he was the only black reporter on staff. He later joined Jet and Ebony magazines. Booker chronicled national affairs from Presidents Eisenhower to Obama.
You realize that this is a man who has, lived through an extraordinary range of American history, covered it up close, and was really kind of the pioneer's pioneer.
In 1938, Booker enrolled at what was then called Youngstown College. He discovered that because of his skin color, he was refused privileges other students were not. African American students were not welcome to most university events and were denied their activity cards.
We couldn't go to anything social, anything where we would mix dancing or anything like that.
But when I first went there in 1944, I couldn't eat in the cafeteria, and I used to eat in the restaurants around the college.
Booker left Youngstown to continue his study at Virginia Union University in Richmond, Virginia. Nate Jones, now a retired Sixth Circuit judge on the U.S. Court of Appeals, attended Youngstown College after World War II. He found discrimination lingered on campus. Jones realized the difference in activity books when he went with a white friend to pick up his copy.
The activity books that we, the black students, had received had some of the tickets removed. They were pursuing some kind of a policy in taking that action. It wasn't accidental.
After then-student Jones talked with President Howard Jones, all African Americans were granted equal activity cards in the 1950s. However,
there were no black faculty members, no blacks on the staff, any of the staffs, secretaries, research assistants, none. It was a totally white, power-driven institution.
Booker's work illustrates the power of words and the determination shown by Nate Jones and all people who face discrimination. In early November, students in a composition class and the news outlet interns began looking at Booker's iconic career and the dark moments in the university and community's past. Booker retired in 2007 after serving as the Jet Washington bureau chief. In his 52-year career, he received many honors, including the Harvard Nieman Fellowship and the National Press Club's 4th State Award. The National Association of Black Journalists Hall of Fame inducted Booker in January of this year.
He was someone who was unafraid of navigating what could often be a very segregated community. And he walks in a room, he sees everything in the room. It's, the pioneer trait of being a journalist. And I think that he just had courage.
He was a person who was firmly committed to bring about change, and he had the instrument and the vehicle that could affect change.
Students and faculty welcomed Booker as the fall commencement speaker at YSU. He'll also receive an honorary Doctor of Letters degree. Simeon Booker's passion for journalism inspires each new generation.
I'd just like to say thank you for your persistent hard work. No matter what adversities you face, thank you for paving the way for people like me.
I think it's really great that someone from this area has made such an impact on the nation and the prominence and promotion of civil rights activities in this country.
Integrity, and that was Simeon's watchword. He had integrity. Simeon's motives were not self-serving. They were not self-promoting. He had deep roots in the mission to bring change.
Curiosity that kept me alive in journalism.